Coach Jim Sutton. Coach Sutton is our Hall of Fame coach who has coached at the most schools, some that are now closed. His passion for coaching was the east side of the state: Ann Arbor St. Thomas, Dearborn St. Alphonsus, Ypsilanti, Milan, Willow Run, and Ann Arbor Gabriel Richard, and 3 years at Eastern Michigan. Then he moved to the west side of the state and coached at East Kentwood. He retired in 2011 after 32 years of coaching. He won 6 conference championships, 3 at Ypsilanti and 3 at East Kentwood. Qualified for the playoffs and was named Assistant Coach of the Year twice, in 1995 and 2001. What coaching has meant to Coach Sutton? I was able to do something that I was good at, and I was able to work with great people. Coach Sutton's biggest thrill in coaching. In 1993, the team that went from 1-8 to winning the conference championship. That team also was the best defensive team in the OK Red, with no one over 195 pounds. Coach Sutton's most humorous incident in coaching. It's about being driven to practice in the trunk of a car, dressed being as a chicken, because the team that they were playing were the Falcons, and the closest thing they could come up with for motivation was a chicken costume. The trunk got locked. Coach Sutton might finish the story for you. Coach Sutton's additional comments: I have been blessed with a great wife, kids, and grandkids. I have worked for and with some of the best people and coaches in the state. Thank you for this honor. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest member of the Hall of Fame, Coach Jim Sutton.
Thank you, Jack. I'd like to thank the Coaches Association for being inducted into this Hall of Fame. It's just a great honor to be amongst these distinguished gentlemen. First, I'd like to introduce and thank my wife, Pam, for all the crazy hours, the late dinners, and the many mood swings that coaches have been known to have. I would also like to introduce my son, Brian, my daughter-in-law, Molly, my daughter Allison, her friend Deanne, my sister Pat, my brother John, his wife Sue, and my sister Mary and her husband Pete, my brother Bob and his wife Debbie were unable to attend. I'm also grateful to have a few friends here. I would like to recognize them. And I know some of you are wondering whatever happened to the guys in Animal House. Well, they're right at that table right over there. We've all been blessed with great people in our life who are special, and I'd like to spend a moment to salute Chuck Cook. We grew up together, we played football together, and had at least 2 fistfights in each practice for 3 years, and we laughed about it all the way back to the locker room. Chuck passed away too early in life. He made everyone around him better. He was a great role model as a husband, a father, and coach. Thanks, number 51. Hope to see you in the Hall of Fame soon. And I'd be remiss if I didn't introduce 3 coaches that have been mentors and friends: Bill Jarmo, Gasper Jarmo, and Pat Dignan. Thanks, guys, for the advice and words of wisdom in the last 38 years. Everybody has a story on how they got into coaching. I knew in 6th grade what I wanted to do. I went to a small school, Ypsilanti St. John's. It's not in existence anymore, but when it was open, let me tell you, it was a football clinic every day. In no particular order, these are the men who coached there. And after you hear the names, you'll understand why I wanted to coach football. Norm Parker, George Harrison, Bob Shalosky, Charlie Elmquist, Dick Look, Gary Davis, Floyd Carter, Tom Dana, Bill Parker, Bob Sutton, Mike Gauntlet, Angelo Pizzo, Brian Bleasdale, Frank Stagg, and Mike Coletta. Not a bad staff. They taught us football was a simple game. Preaching daily, if you blocked and you tackled, you were going to win more than you lost. And most importantly, they taught us about team and loyalty. And I'd also like to thank the coaches I worked for. Mike Coletta, who hired me for my first job. Ralph Perella, Tom Fagan, Bill Jarmo, Chuck Cook, Lee Bierke, John Shillito, and Greg Hutkins. Another great group of people. When I started coaching in 1971, I had no idea I'd be standing up here. I just wanted to win a couple games so Mike Coletta wouldn't fire me. And lastly, to the kids I coached and the men I coached with, thanks for making football and coaching a great profession. Hope you win them all, and as always, go blue.